Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Online Karting League Europe. This is round 3 at Kerpen. We are currently just waiting for the final minute or two of the practice rather, to finish up. And then we'll get into our 10-minute qualifying session with a 10-lap pre-final and a 15-lap final. We are using the Tillotson engines on the OKL body kits. Only 7 cars on track at the moment. We are just waiting for Eduardo Nicolau to join. He's having an issue with his plug-in at the moment, and then we'll get going. Let's have a quick look at who's racing tonight. Alphonse Kiwi, Ruben Mamalok, Oliver Borg, Vladimir Mravek, Jordan Bidet, Alexander Pricevic, the South African who's currently living in Europe, and then Fahad Faisal, and then we've got one driver missing, like I said, Eduardo Nicolau will be joining us in a moment. Double mic? Seems strange. Are you sure? Maybe you have a double stream open? Just want to double check that. Alright, so qualifying has started. Alphonse Kiwi is the first one to post a pretty decent lap of 51.1. Pricevic 1 second away, 1.2 seconds off the pace is Oliver Borg. Jordan Bidet, hold on, there comes Mamalok into play now, 4/10 off the pace of Kiwi. Kiwi currently leading the championship. Pretty much as expected. Alright, so like I said, following Kiwi pushing the line a little bit further ahead now on Kerpen. What an awesome track. Not a lot of great passing opportunities. Turn 1 will probably be your, or turn 2, I guess, if you want to count the kink, will be the hardest braking zone on the track, and then maybe through that last sector into the final corner, depending on how you come through that little S's. Not going to be ideal, but let's see. Right, so let's have a look. Mamalok is edging closer to Alphonse Kiwi now at the moment, just a little bit less than 2/10 away from the lead. And then further down is Oliver Borg, 7/10 off the pace. Borg is being hunted down by Bidet. Both these guys have new helmets that I've only received today, and they're looking much better than the standard. Oops, Oliver Borg getting it all kinds of wrong through that last couple corners. Doesn't improve on his lap. Bidet is in 5th place, 1.5 seconds off the pace. Driving with an angry livery tonight for some reason. This is round number 3. We've got 2 more rounds to go after this. And I believe they're all right after a week. Next couple of weeks, yeah, rather. So Keshkemet will be next week, and then Buckmore Park, round 5, the final round before we start prepping for the World Championships, the OKL World Championships. And then some interesting things happening at the moment. We are currently busy building Sano, and then the next plan will be for Frankfurt once we get data for the track. And then also Cremona is on the cards. Pretty much the whole WSK calendar. And I believe the Rotax World Championship is being run at Sano this year, so... or the grand finals, rather. Alexander Prizovic. He is currently 1.5 seconds off the lead, so quite a big gap between 1st and 8th place. Oh, here comes Eduardo Nicolau joining in. 2/10 off the pace now. And that's after Kiwi just pushed that boundary a little bit further. The bar, raised the bar a little bit more. Is Kiwi. Let's check. Momalok coming ever so much closer now. This time around, crossing the line. Less than a 10th now. We'll check as Kiwi goes through the final section now into the last corner. He's running the Czech Republic chassis, or the DAP rather. Doesn't raise the bar that time around. Nicolau also not improving on his lap. Next to cross the line will be Jordan Bidet. Crossing the line now. Does he improve on his lap time? He does not. Here comes Faisal, not improving either. Mravek, 8/10 off the pace. Prizovic, nope. Neither does Mamalok. So no one improving that time around. So it's still advantage for Alphonse Kiwi. Oliver Borg will be the next one to cross the line in his brand new helmet made by Alphonse Kiwi. Awesome looking helmet. Crossing the line, Borg does improve, but only on lap time, not on position on the track. Kiwi not improving that time around. Here comes Nicolau. Not. Faisal is coming out of the pits. Had to reset that card. Just a little bit, or just under 3 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Bidet not improving that time around. Does Mravek is tucking down, trying to improve. He doesn't. Prizovic doesn't. Neither does Mamalok. So no one improving on their lap times as of yet. Here comes Oliver Borg. Will he move himself up into P nothing that time around? Neither does Kiwi. Kiwi is quick on track but not improving. Faisal will be the next to cross the line. The driver from the Middle East. Not improving that time around. Bidet does improve and move himself up into 5th place now. Here comes Vladimir Mravek. No. Quite a big gap between Kiwi and Faisal. Oliver Borg will be the next to cross the line with Kiwi just behind him. Borg does improve but doesn't move up. Here comes Nicolau, has now moved himself up into second, or a little bit closer to Kiwi this time around. So the top three within a tenth of each other, so it's starting to hit up front. Faisal's got 2 seconds, he does improve only by 3/10. Still in 8th place. Bidet is in 5th place, 6/10 of the pace. Here comes Mravek, crossing the line, not improving. Mamalok not improving. Nicolau has decided that's the end of my qualifying. He's going to park that cart and call it a day. Priceovich 1.2 seconds of the pace. Kiwi catching. Kiwi is now in the slipstream of Oliver Borg. Is Oliver Borg just towing along Kiwi this time? Let them cross the line. Yeah, he definitely pulled him along for that lap. 1.5 tenths was the gap built there by Kiwi, or gained rather. 2 tenths is the lead now from first to second. Faisal crossing the line, doesn't improve. Here comes Mamalok to finish his final qualifying lap. No, he crosses the line to do one more. Mravek still a second off the pace there. Alphonse Kiwi will be the next to cross the line. Priceovich done with his qualifying. Crossing the line now for the final time. None of them improved. We'll see, maybe Faisal finds something at last lap. Oop. Does seem like he lost that cart a little bit. Just had a bit of a correction there, so that's going to cost him all the way down into the last sector. Flat out through, yet just throwing that cart into the aces. He does seem like he's pretty much oversteering that cart. Excuse me, not keeping the momentum, and Mumbalok remains in third, with Mravek improving, I think, on his lap, but remains in the same slot. Alright, on to a 10-lap pre-final. Kerpen. Here we go. A super awesome track. Alright, so Alphonse Kiwi will start in pole position with Eduardo Nicolau in second. Ruben Mamalok in third. Oliver Borg in fourth. Jordan Bidet in fifth place. Vladimir Mravek in sixth. Alexander Priceovich in seventh. And then Fahad Faisal will be in eighth place. Oops, there's the first disqualification. They'll reset this one quickly. There we go. Alright, we'll give this one another go. We're going to just wait for Kiwi to join. I see Priceovich got a bit of a lag spike there. His cart just disappeared and reappeared. Let's just check everybody's ping is stable on the server. Yeah, everybody seems okay. Just myself and Kyle connected all the way from South Africa. Everybody else is in the European region. Well, I suppose that's incorrect. Faisal is in the Middle East. Priceovich is currently in Europe, but he lives in South Africa most of the time, hence why he's racing in the European Championship for this season. We actually have drivers from all over, which is amazing to see. Swedish driver, British driver, French, Middle East, South African, yeah. And then I also think one from Portugal. So really good representation. 2 British drivers though, so just waiting on Kiwi. And still eating his food. Here comes Alphonse sporting the DAP car tonight. Let's see what he will do. Alright, that's the start sequence. We're going to wait for the lights to go out and start racing with these Tillotson cards. That's the lights out and away we go. Fantastic start there by Eduardo. Nicolau, he's going to have the inside line into the first corner. No, he's not. I'm lying. That's the second corner, rather, into the hairpin. Kiwi's got that one covered, and he tucks into first position already. Oh, Eduardo's going to send it down the inside and move himself up a position. As I say that, Kiwi's going to keep it going down the inside. Gets that line strong there. Mamalok's going to try and send it down the inside of Eduardo as well, or Nicolau rather. Mamalok doesn't win that exchange this time around. Let's just see what's happening further back. Oliver Borg safe. Faisal's moved up a couple positions with Prizovic holding the line there. Bidet in Mravek, rather, is having a fight at the back. What happened to Oliver Borg? Oliver Borg had a moment. Borg has moved down a couple positions as well. So Faisal from the back of the pack into 4th now, with Prizovic all over the back of him. Let's just see what's happening. The 3 leaders, the guys that had a very good qualifying session. Nicolau, Mamalok, Kiwi. Mamalok seems like he's going to go down the inside of Nicolau. He's going to climb the curb, run wide. Perfect cut back there by Nicolau. And then you see the slowest of exits into that first braking zone. Prizovic coming off the better there. No, Borg clips the rear of Prizovic. That's going to give him a time penalty as well. Borg having an absolute horrible start to this race. Mamalok has managed to get past Nicolau again. And all this has done is open the door for Kiwi to break away from the pack once again. And this is just another night of pure dominance by Alphonse Kiwi, the current OKL world champion. Or will we see Nicolau or Mamalok actually come back at the Swedish driver? It is well and truly the battle of the Euros. And we are racing at Kerpen tonight. Nicolau climbing the curbs a little bit more than what he would like to. Nicolau seems like he's got some good momentum. He's got some good pace. He's definitely going to be able to keep onto the back of Mamalok. Are they going to just work together and try and catch Kiwi? 2.4 seconds is the gap. I don't know if they'll have enough pace to close that down unless Alphonse makes a mistake. And into the final corner we go. 2.4, 2.9 this time around. So the gap is building. Kiwi is continuing with that dominance. As I said that, I see a good battle brewing at the back. I say at the back, well out of position is Oliver Borg, who's really had one of the worst starts of the European season so far. And I can imagine Borg is trying to showcase his skill with his new helmet. That helmet is said to give him at least 3/10 on the track. If that's the case, then not the most ideal way to showcase your pace. Here comes Borg now. He's going to send it down the inside. Yeah, Borg's got the pace. Ooh, the 223 of Nicolau has lost a lot on track. Wonder what happened with him. Nicolau maybe spinning around, and that's a position away. Couple positions lost, rather. That's not ideal. And Alphonse Kiwi, lap 5 of 10, still leading the way. Breakaway, as we have pretty much seen from Kiwi all the way throughout this year. And all the leagues he's been racing, he's just dominating. Nicolau now needs to manage to get past Alexander Pricevic. Pricevic is not going to want to fight this, really, if I'm honest. He's definitely not on the same pace level as Nicolau. Nicolau clipped the rear of Pricevic once again. And I see Oliver Borg getting past Mravek now this time around. Borg's trying to salvage something. Luckily, no points scored in the pre-final in this championship, only in the final. So it's a qualifying meet. The boys is going to want to get the best possible start. A lot to do for Oliver Borg, though, in his victory lane kart. Oh, another big mistake by Borg. Bidet having a pretty lonely race at the moment. Oh, let's just go back. Borg he's got Mravek all over the back of him. Mravek, the only Masters Division driver in the European Championship. Oh, I saw Faisal retired from the race there, unfortunately. Lap 7 of 10, and everybody's pretty much now settled into their own little piece of tarmac. The DAP kart there from Alphonse Kiwi is absolutely showing a proper turn of pace. 4.7 crossing the line is the gap now. What is it looking like this time around? Still 4.7. So Mamelok finding some pace, or at least matching the pace of Kiwi. But I think all the harm has already been done. Mamelok sporting that Lando Norris chassis for this race. And then both Pricevic and Nicolau using the against all odds racing livery on the Kart Republic chassis. Phenomenal looking kart, and that's because I'm obviously very biased towards this team. But Nicolau now going to try and send it, not through there, definitely not a position to try and send it. And he's taken Pricevic out, who's now got a whole host of karts. We're going to go 3 wide into the final sector, which definitely won't be the play. Pricevic realizing that he doesn't have the pace to fight that, and he tucks in behind Bidet. Mravek's going to try and manage to get past. No, here comes Pricevic now at Bidet. Pricevic still trying to hold on to the back of Bidet, but not really getting... Oh, no. As I say that, Jordan Bidet making a mistake. And Pricevic has managed to get by. The two leaders having a race on their own completely. The battle is pretty much at the back. It's... oops. As I say that, Pricevic disqualified. Let's have a quick look. Too many offenses. So Pricevic disqualified from the pre-final because he's had too many incidents, so too many time penalties. That would be Pricevic using the track a little bit more than what is allowed, and the game automatically handed out the disqualification. Oh well, final lap done and dusted. Here we go. Alphonse Kiwi will start the final in pole with Ruben Mamelok in second. And then managing to get back into P3 after some error on the track is Eduardo Nicolau. Will start in P3. Then Oliver Borg finishing where he started in P4 after having one of the worst possible starts to this race. So he salvaged something from it at least. And then Jordan Bidet in... Ooh, Bidet's got time penalties, which will have Oliver Borg... No, Oliver Borg is in 4th, Mravek in 5th, Bidet in 6th place. Faisal will start in 7th, and then Pricevic will be all the way down in 8th place. A lot of time penalties. And as we know in OKL, the track limits are an absolutely insane thing. There's no room for error, otherwise you get time penalties. And I know karters like to use all of the track and more, but OKL is having none of that. I see Oliver Borg just confirmed off air that he ran out of talent in that pre-final, and that's why he fell back to the back of the pack, and yeah, he started to get it back in his groove. He managed to move up a couple positions. Alright, let's see who's going to be able to bring something, or bring the fight to Kiwi. Is it going to be Mamalok? Is it going to be Nicolau? Will Oliver Borg manage to find the rest of his talent that he said he lost in that pre-final and bring the fight up to the top three? The top three really were in a league of their own according to pace. Mamalok already tucking. Lights out and away we go. Good start there by Mamalok. Look at Kiwi just trying to get that car to go forward. Oliver Borg trying to move in behind Nicolau already. Mamalok's got a really good start, but the line is immediately covered by... Oh no, look at that carnage. We see Mamalok get taken out there by Nicolau, who seems to have been pushed by Borg. Mamalok will not be happy, but he's going to at least have 15 laps to bring this race back. As I said, let's just go back. Oliver Borg is trying to muscle his way through into second place. Not to be, says Nicolau. He will keep that position for himself. But once again, all this carnage happening behind Alphonse Kiwi. And Kiwi's breaking away once again. Pretty much pack your bags. Alphonse Kiwi's got this one secured. All he needs to... Oh, there we go. Oliver Borg climbing the curb and off into the abyss he goes. Oliver Borg not having the greatest of nights. Now let's follow the progression here by Ruben Mamalok. He's moved himself up a position. No, Faisal's fighting back. Faisal's going to send it down the inside of Mamalok. Faisal saying, I might not have the pace, but I'm going to make this cart as wide as this thing possibly can go. And Mamalok saying, I am having none of this, moving up a position. We'll follow Mamalok's journey throughout this race, because he's definitely got the pace to be up front. So he's probably going to have to fight his way through. Mamalok's now. The next one in sight is Alexander Prajzovic. Oh, Prajzovic internet seems to be in a different league at the moment, on a different planet. Which is obviously going to cause Mamalok to not really know what's happening. He's going to have to guess where Prajzovic's cart is going. Maybe he just sends it down the inside and gets this one out of the way, because Prajzovic with that lag is going to cause a lot of problems. Yeah. Let's just have a quick look at that ping from Prajzovic. Okay, his ping has stabilized now this time around, but he's going to be a lap down because, no, his cart is still disappearing on track. So all we do is we just say goodbye. Sorry about that, but unfortunately, ping issues, and that's going to cause problems. Unfortunate there for Priceovich, but we can't allow the car to drive if he's flickering and blinking all over the place. It's gonna cause incidents. So we'll follow Mravek and Jordan Bidet at the moment, having a good battle on track. Let's see where the respect is between these drivers. Mravek is trying to line up Bidet. It's really clean between the two of them so far. Let's see if they can keep it going. Tucking and trying to maximize his lap time is Mravek. Bidet is trying to hold his line. Oh, and just clipping the rear there is Mravek there, unfortunately, on Jordan Bidet. That's unfortunate for him. And off he goes to fight at the back, or at least only one position lost there. But now let's see what's happening up front. 3 seconds is the gap between P1 and P2 at the moment. Kiwi still leading the way. Nicolau in second. Eduardo Nicolau having a good race so far. Not too sure about the start, but everything after that seems fairly good. 3.3 seconds, and that seems to be a huge gap. It's built even more. 6.2 seconds. That's a 3-second gap. So Eduardo Nicolau making some bit of a mistake on that last lap. Or a couple time penalties maybe. But the one we are still interested in following is Ruben Mamelok, the British driver, against the French driver in the form of Jordan Bidet. All over the rear is Mamelok now. Bidet gonna have to go defensive. There's not a lot of passing opportunities on this track, so you're gonna have to play it careful, and really you only have to defend a couple corners. But making a big mistake there is Jordan Bidet. Now Mamelok's gonna go on the grass using a lot of the track and more. He's gonna send it down the inside into the final corner. Not the final corner, the left-hand kink before the last couple corners. We're going into the S's now, and now we're finally into the last corner. Getting ahead of myself there, but not getting ahead of himself is Mamelok. He's managed to make that pass happen. He's used that lawnmower to great effect, going off track, using a little bit more than what is allowed. Mamelok is now up into third place. Back into P3 he goes. But there's a huge gap between Mamelok and Nicolau. Will he be able to break away? Will Bidet be able to keep on to the back of Mamelok? That remains to be seen. Lap 7 of 15 done and dusted. Alright, so 6.4 seconds is the gap, so it's a slight gain, I believe, there by Nicolau on Kiwi that time around. What was it, 2/10 loss rather. So Kiwi still leading the way, still showing the pace. Eduardo Nicolau having a race by himself, as well as Kiwi. Look at him just tucking, maximizing, trying to get that lawnmower to pick up the pace. One would have thought that these karts would make the drivers have closer battles, but Kiwi still shows us that absolute class in this kid. He's so fast. 6.4 seconds still the gap, so matching the lap times now is Eduardo Nicolau. Alphonse Kiwi is just showing us that pure class of him. And he's really in a league of his own with this DAP kart, and pretty much everybody is now just settled into their own little groove. Oliver Borg is currently in 6th place. He's made a big mistake earlier in this race and he fell off completely. With Nicolau in 2nd, Mamelok making a great comeback drive in 3rd. I would say he would be happy about that, but I don't think you'll be happier when you're in P3, when you know you could have at least had a good fight up front. Oh, clipping the curb there a little bit more than what he would have liked is Mamelok, and he caught that kart like an absolute boss there. Then Jordan Bidet in 4th place. Mravek is currently in Oh, I went the wrong way with my... Mravek is currently in 5th place, with Oliver Borg in 6th place, and then another retire by Fahad Faisal, who's not managing to find his pace in this kart at all. But Alphonse Kiwi, lap 10 of 15, lap 11 of 15 rather. 6.7 seconds the gap, 6.8 seconds the gap now. And further back is, much further back is Ruben Mamalok. Just going to see if Mravek's going to be able to catch onto the back of Bidet to 1.1 second. Crossing that line. There's still something to play for Mravek. Some pride and a couple points definitely still on offer. Let's keep a keen eye on this gap. The gap seems closer to me, at least through this last section now. Let's see as they cross the line now. It was 1.1 seconds. Mravek's really showing a true clean pair of pace here. 1 point, or less than 1, that's what, 6/10 the gap now. So Mravek is now caught onto the back of Jordan Bidet, and he's going to start benefiting from the tow now as well. So we still have a battle on our hands here, if Mravek manages to keep this kart going and facing the right way all the way through. There's a battle brewing. Bidet looking over his shoulders a little bit more than what he should, and he's definitely lost some more pace on track. Here comes Mravek now. Where is he going to try and send it? Definitely not through this section. He's tacking, he's trying to gain, and over his shoulder we see Bidet looking more and more. And this is definitely not a section where you have a passing opportunity, although I've seen guys send it down the inside into the final corner. Mravek's going to want to do this in turn number 2, that hairpin. Flat out through, all the way through here. He's getting into that toe. Bidet's going to place his kart. No, he's not even close enough to get into the swing of things there. Oops. And there once again, Mravek making a little bit of a mistake as he catches Bidet. Bidet just keeping the kart facing forward means he breaks away from Mravek once more. But by not giving up, Oliver Borg is coming back into this as well. So there's still 2 positions to be made for Borg. And he's got a real good turn of pace here. But I think he's got a whole host of penalties. But Borg wants to beat them on track. Oliver Borg. Who I believe is at least 25 plus years younger than Vladimir Mravek. So Oliver Borg's going to try and show his senior how things are done on track. Borg is now really close. Where is he going to send it? He's going to send it down the inside of Mravek, moving himself up a position. He still has time penalties to fight with here, so he's going to have to break away with a big margin in this next 2 laps. And starting the final lap now is Alphonse Kiwi. Will break back to him in just a moment. We're just going to see what Oliver Borg does here. Excuse me. Oliver Borg's going to try and get a good exit on this final corner. And, ooh, he runs wide. That's another 1 second penalty. Definitely Borg. But Borg wants to beat them on track, though. Oliver Borg all over the back of Jordan Bidet now. Is he going to try and do it in the same corner he did on Mravek? Yes, he is. Oh, he clips the rear of Bidet, and that sends him off into the abyss. That's unfortunate. Bidet back onto the track immediately. Alright, we'll go into the final corner. Alphonse Kiwi taking another victory. Clean sweep. Alphonse Kiwi throwing that tap over the line. Eduardo Nicolau will be in P2, 2nd place. Well done, Nicolau. And then Mamalok with a great comeback drive will finish in 3rd with Jordan Bidet. No, Oliver Borg will be in 4th place probably pending a penalty or two there. Oliver Ball crossing the line in 4th. Then Mravak will, because of time penalties, be promoted into 4th place. And then Jordan Bidet will be in 6th place. They, unfortunately, after being clipped on the rear there. But well done to Kiwi, Nicolau and Mamalok for the podium, guys. This has been Online Karting League Europe, the very first season of our European Championship. If you didn't know, we are busy with Sano. We are looking at building Franciacorta as well as Cremona, and then rebuild Lenato that is already in KRP, but a better looking version in the coming months. What is next? Next week we've got OKL Africa as well as Europe, Tuesday and then Wednesday respectively, and the Africans will be racing at Kalani, their final round of the African Championship, the second last round for the European Championship next week at Kecskemét, the Hungarian track, and then the week after we'll finish it off at Pakmore Park for the Europeans before we get ready to start hosting the OKL World Championships in the coming months. My name is Sean Loebscher. I hope you guys were at least entertained in some way or form during this race. I'll see you guys next week for some awesome racing at Kecskemét and Kalani respectively for the African and European Championships. See you guys very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.